Hi everyone, my name is Eating. I'm from Student Services. So today I'm going to share with you on some very important matters. So do stay with me, alright? Okay, so first of all, very big welcome to all of you. Welcome to SIM. Welcome to the LaTroupes program. This is where Student Services is located at. We're located at SIM Block B Level 1. This is our number and our email address. Our operating hours is from Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Saturdays we are open as well, 9 a.m. till 1 p.m. Now, during this period of COVID-19, the operating hours might differ. So, in order for you to visit a student services counter, please scan the QR code provided here to book the appointment with us. The operating hours will also be updated via the QR code. These are some emergency contact that would be useful for you when you're back in campus. So, if you misplace an item in the locked classroom, or your classroom for the scheduled class is still locked, please contact our service desk at 62489090 option 1. If you encounter any forms of emergency, such as fire or medical emergency, please contact our security at 62489100. Now, this is a visual of a card which we would usually give out to students during physical orientation. It contains commonly asked questions such as where do you get your certification letter? How do you contact the various departments? We'll be going through some of the details here as well, but because this is a virtual session, you can take a screenshot or take a photo of this so that in future if you need the details, you know where to find it. Alright, the agenda for today, we'll be sharing with you on how to connect to the campus Wi-Fi once you're back. The two very important accounts, your SIM Connect and your MyMail account. We would also share with you on attendance matter, what you should do when you are here and when you're not. And last but not least, where do you go if you need a place to study? Now, this is a guide on how to connect to the campus Wi-Fi. Basically, you just need to search for SIM Wi-Fi and click on connect. You will not be able to connect now because you're at home. So just take note of the details, and when you're back in campus, you will be able to do so. So once you click on connect, you will be prompted to type in the ID and password. The ID will be SIM student with an inverted slash, followed by your MyMail unique ID. Just the front part of the MyMail ID will do. For the password, please use the password that you used to log into SIM Connect. Now, this ID and password should have been sent to you approximately 7 to 10 working days after you have accepted the contract. So if you do not receive them in your inbox, please check your spam and junk folder as well. If you confirm that you have not received them, please let Student Services know. For Android user, you need to also set up the EAP method, Phase 2 authentication, and CA verification. Just select accordingly to this list will do. iPhone users, you can just trust or accept the network will do. In the event where you encounter any IT difficulties, for example, if any of the accounts listed here is not functioning properly, please contact our IT department at 62489090 option 1. If you have a screenshot of the error, you can also email it to them at itsd_simge@sim.edu.sg. Alright, now the very first important account that we would like to share with you is your Outlook account. This would be your SIM MyMail email, and it is also the official email correspondent account for you to use when contacting SIM. Now for the password reset of this account, it will be done on SIM Connect. Now, as a student, we would also provide you with access to Microsoft Office apps. So what you need to do is just to log into your Office 365 account, and in the welcome page, you would see that there is an Install Office button. Click on it and select Office 365 apps. The download would begin. If you're already in your inbox and you can't return back to the welcome page, just click on the 9 dots here at the top left-hand corner. It will open up a flap which will have this Office 365 link. Once you click on it, it will bring you back to the welcome page and you can proceed with the download. So as a student, at times you would also need to prove your student status with SIM. So some examples will be for international student if you want to collect your student pass or open a bank account in Singapore, or local guys if you wish to request for a deferment for your NS call-up, So what you need to do is you can actually download a self-service document from SIM-Connect to facilitate with all this application. So where do you find this document? In your SIM-Connect account, you will need to click on My Apps, Self-Service, Access Document, and there will be an option called Self-Service Letter Generation. Once you click on it, you should see that your program is reflected there as well as the Generate button. Click on Generate and you will be able to download the letter that you require. We have also included a QRG, a quick reference guide here. So if you need it, you can use the shortcut here as well. Now talking about SIM-Connect, what's so important about this account? This is where your announcements, notices will be posted to. This is also where you'll view your timetable. Where do you go for classes? When do you go for classes? Your receipt, your invoice will all be uploaded here. And this is also where you will update your personal information. Now this is the login page for SIM-Connect. What you need to do is to select to log in as a student and key in the MyMail unique ID, just the front part of your MyMail. For the password, it will be sent to you after you have accepted the contract. If you forget your SIM-Connect password, you are able to request for a reset by clicking on the link provided here for you. Just follow the instructions to perform the reset will do. Now, we would also like to take this opportunity to share with you that SIM will be adopting a one password access for all your SIM accounts. So what happens is that your SIM-Connect password will be the password for you to access all these accounts. For Canvas, it is actually referring to the SIM Canvas portal and not referring to that of a university's partners platform, and it is only available to students who are required to use it. So if you were to forget your logins for your SIM-Connect account, please reset your password at the login page and take note that all these accounts' password will be changed as well. In SIM-Connect, there is a basic navigation that we would like all students to follow. That would be My Apps, Self-Service, Student Center. Please remember to access your SIM-Connect functions through these steps. Now, after today's session, we will need you to update 3 things for us. So through My Apps, Self-Service, Student Center, you will see 3 sections there, and we will now focus on the personal information section. Please help us to complete the update for your emergency contact, your personal email address, as well as your phone number, preferably a local active number. The earlier updates that we have shared with you are instantaneous. You can update it on your own anytime, as long as there is a latest information. But there are also updates that require supporting document. For example, international student when you receive a new student pass or if you change your citizenship. Locals, if you change your name, you have a new NRIC and so on. So where do you update this information? You have to click on My Apps, Service Center, Update Personal Information. Now you may or may not see this window. It just tells you that you need to submit supporting document. You can just close it. You'll be brought to this page where you will need to select what you are updating, type in a brief details of what you are uploading, attach the supporting document, which I will show you later on as well, and click on Submit. So I will use Student Pass as an example. So international students, when you receive a new student pass, you have to upload the front and the back image of the student pass. So make sure that the image are clear, details can be seen clearly, there are no reflections, no corners are cropped before you submit it. For students who have updated your name, you will have to provide us with depot and or debaptized along with your new NRIC. International students who have renewed your passport, you will also need to do this update as well. Now, similarly, there is also a QRG provided at the corner of this page for you. Next, for the invoice, once it's available, it will be uploaded to your SIM-Connect account as well. So how do you access it? It will be through My Apps, Self-Service, Campus Finances. Click on Account Inquiry, followed by Charges Due. You will see your invoice number, invoice amount, as well as the invoice due date. So please take note of the due date reflected here. If you click on charges due and you realize that it says that you have no outstanding charges at this time, it meant that either you have already made the payment or the invoice is currently not available yet. If you have already made payments for your invoice and wish to retrieve the receipt, you can click on the Payment tab and adjust the date range accordingly to the period you would like to retrieve the receipt from. All the receipt that you have made payments for will be reflected below. Just click on the receipt number and it will open up in a PDF document for you. A QRG is also provided for you on this slide. So after making payment, I'm sure you would like to know where you can see your timetable. It is through the basic navigation, My Apps, Self-Service, Student Center. Now there will be 3 sections here and we'll focus on the academic section now. There is a drop-down box, please click on it, select Personalized Timetable and click on the Go button at the side. You'll be brought to your timetables page. It is under the List View Classes Display option. The timetable will be reflected in a modular view. You will see the day, the time, the venue, and the date of the classes. It will show you the classes for the entire semester. So if you think that this is too complicated for you, you just want to see for this week what are the classes you have, then you just click on the weekly calendar view to see your weekly timetable. Now the next section is very important, so do stay with me. It is regarding your attendance matters. If you have not already downloaded the SIM Attendance app, please download the app through the QR code provided here from Google Play Store or Apple App Store. You need to download this app before your first day of class. So if you have not already done so, please download this after today's session. For those of you who have already downloaded the app and have the login details, you can launch the app. We can walk through it together. For those who have not downloaded it, don't worry, just pay attention and when you download it later on, you will know how to use the app. So this is the login page. You'll be required to indicate your SIM Connect ID and password to log in. Now before you click on login, we would strongly advise for you to click on the eye icon to check the password before you click on login. Because sometimes if you accidentally type the wrong password and you try multiple times, the system will lock you out because of multiple failed attempts, and it will affect your attendance taking time, so do check your password entered. Once you're logged in, you will see 2 functions, or maybe right now you could see 3. The first function that we want to share with you is your student card. So once you click on it, you should see your photo, your name, your SIM student ID number, as well as your university partner's ID number. There is also a barcode there. It is available for you to borrow books. You can borrow up to 6 books from our SIM library, and with this card, you will also enjoy discounts from the food courts and cafeterias in campus. Now the next function, which is also the function that you will use more frequently, is the e-attendance function. So once you click on the e-attendance, you will see for the day that you are accessing the app, what are the classes you need to attend. Every program has a grace period to register for your attendance. So what's the grace period for your program? You're required to register your attendance 30 minutes before or within 60 minutes after the class starts time. So let's say you have an 8:30 a.m. class. You can start to register your attendance from 8 a.m. onwards, all the way until 9:29 a.m. Now to register your attendance, when you see the pending status, just click on the class and you'll be brought to this page. It will give you the class details along with an orange register attendance button. Before you click on this register attendance button, if you're attending a physical class, you need to turn on your Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, location services first. And you need to be physically in the classroom before you can register the attendance. This is because SIM is currently using a technology to detect your presence physically in the classroom. If you are in the washroom or in the cafeteria and you try to register for your attendance, it will not work. If you're attending an online class, you can just click on the register attendance button directly will do. The app will process and it will bring you back to the previous page. And now you will notice that the status has been updated to present. So if you have an absent status, it means that you did not register for the attendance at all. Present would mean that you have registered within the grace period. And if you see the status as late, it means you did not register within the grace period. Please take note that late is not considered as attended. In summary, when you're here for class, please register your attendance 30 minutes before or within 60 minutes after the class starts time. You should also be punctual for your class, and we will recommend that you check your attendance in SIM-Connect the following day after you have attended the class. This is to ensure that the system has captured your attendance successfully. So what happens if you're not here? If unfortunately you fell ill, consulted a doctor and have a medical certificate, you will need to submit the attendance appeal in SIM-Connect and submit the medical certificate as supporting document. Please take note that the medical certificate has to be kept until the exam results are released. So how do you check your attendance in SIM-Connect, or how do you submit your attendance appeal? Through the basic navigation, My Apps, Self-Service Student Center, under the Academic section, click on the View My Attendance from the drop-down box. It will bring you to the attendance page where you could see your attendance rate, as well as all the modules that you are enrolled in. To check your attendance, click on the round button at the side and select Continue. You'll be brought to the respective classes, which will show you the individual lessons that has taken place. An attendance of yes would mean that you have attended, and a no would mean that your attendance is not captured. If you wish to submit an attendance appeal, please click on the attendance appeal link here. At the attendance appeals page, there is a link which we provided a guide for you. It includes the step-by-step function of this page. Basically, what you need to do is to select whether you have an MC or not. Do you have a medical certificate? Type in the reason for the appeal, attach a file of supporting document, and you will also need to click on the additional information required to select which class you are appealing for. When you click on Submit, the appeal will be sent to the relevant department for processing. A QRG is provided on this slide for you as well. Now we understand that a lot has been shared with you, a lot of processes, a lot of to-dos, a lot of things to remember. So we do not expect you to remember everything in such a short time span, which is why there are quick reference guide created and uploaded to SIM-Connect for you. It is always there and they are free. Do click on the resources tab to take a look at them. Most of the functionality of SIM-Connect would be there. Although not all of them are applicable to your program, the guides to the functions that I have shared with you earlier on are all available on the portal as well. We would also like to remind that your student card is now incorporated into the SIM attendance app, and SIM is no longer issuing you any physical student card. So your mobile phones cannot be brought to the exam halls for the identification purposes. You need to bring along other forms of photo IDs, for example, your student pass, passport, or driving license. Last but not least, if you need a place to study, where can you go? Now, we do recognize that not all students have conducive environment to study at home. So if you need a place to study in the campus, you can study with our SIM library. Details on the operating hours are provided on their website. You can also take a look on the availability, as well as how to book the group discussion room if required. Now, as we all know, we're moving towards living with COVID-19. So what happens if you are COVID-19 positive? If you're not sure what to do, please visit the MOH website, or you can give the MOH COVID-19 General Hotline a call to seek their advice. Now, this is a visual of the website. Do simply follow the instructions provided here will do. At the same time, you should also update SIM. please write to Student Services at our email address to inform us of your conditions. And of course, if you're going through a tough time and need support from SIM, we have counselors available for you. It is okay to seek help, and we are here to help. So here are the details that we have gone through today. If you still have any further questions, do feel free to contact Student Services for inquiries. The basic navigation of SIM Connect, very important, by apps, self-service, Student Center. The SI Maintenance app, if you have not already downloaded it, please do so before your first day of class. And last but not least, Student Services is always here for you. We're just a phone call or an email away. If you have any questions, please feel free to let us know, alright? So that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for your attention. We wish you a pleasant journey here with us, and we hope to see you back in campus soon. Thank you.